Hey, what's up? Siri Emerald here. How y'all doing today? Glad to have you. Let's get everything set up here. Man, I tell you, I wish I had a better way of doing this. I don't really know the best way to get this accomplished. So, kind of playing off the cuff, I guess you could say. So it's been a busy week for me this week. I've got six packages in this week on top of everything else. One of them was another original release Lady Death. So I have two now. One of them has apparently never been opened, and this one, the original owner claimed that he just opened it to inspect it. And I tell you, after I opened it, it wasn't just inspected. It was quite well displayed. And you know, that's fine. Again, just like I was talking about last week, gosh dang it, if you display your toys, your figures or whatever, and or you break them, you know, let us know. Let us know that are those of us that are buying them so we can work around that. Gosh dang it, I paid I paid a premium piece for a piece that's supposed to be untouched except inspected. No, it's been well used. So that's always a bummer. I've got Misty 50 Ka. If y'all can see that. I have no idea what Misty 50 Ka is. I think it's supposed to be the concept Captain America. I think that's what that is, but Mist 50 Ka. I don't even know what that even is supposed to stand for. But I'm pretty sure that's what they were sending me. So we have that. Noble, how you doing, man? Welcome to the channel. Good seeing you. I got the I'm pretty sure this is the Black Panther T'Chaka, which is another concept piece. So I think I got the two concept pieces that came in. And I have two pieces from Big Bad Toy Store right here. I think one of them is Hela, and I think the other one is... I don't remember what the other one is. So let's crack these open, find out what in the world I got from Big Bad Toy Store, because I don't remember. And it's not like they just send me stuff that I don't know what I'm getting, because I order these items, and I pay for these items, but I tend to forget in that regards. So this is the, what do we have here? What do we have? What is this? This is the Avengers 3 Thor. Oh, okay, yeah. Thor is another one of those characters that invoice from Big Bad Toy Store, advertisement from Big Bad Toy Store, showcasing some of the stuff that they have. By the way, great store. They ship worldwide and you don't pay for it until it's ready to be delivered to you, which is sweet. And so if that's Thor, then this must be Hela. I forgot that Thor was coming. But no, Thor is one of those characters that initially I really had no intention of collecting. So I definitely passed on the first Thor. I think I passed on the second Thor. And now it's one of those things where I regret it. You know, you can only do so much of the time. And I mean, when you think about what I've received just this week alone, concept Captain America, the T'Chaka, the Hela, the Thor, the two Lady Death, concept version Lady Death. I mean, it weighs on you heavily, and it makes it so you can't just get every single thing. So speaking of, I was going to do a video on, and I normally don't do videos on Star Wars. Sorry about this creaking. I'll stop moving here in a minute. But I'll talk about it, and I'm going to do a video on Star Wars because this new Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker. Oh my God, did you see that? I have to tell you, I was looking at the Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker when I found out that the Avengers Infinity War Endgame trailer had dropped. So, I don't know if you watched that. God, again, my video service, internet service must really be terrible for my videos to be so bad that I upload them live. I'm sorry about that, guys. I have 4K cameras all over the place, and I end up getting crap uploaded. So I apologize for that. But anyhow, I was looking at this Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker. I think I'm going to have to get that figure. I mean, you get two head sculpts. You essentially get multiple figures at one time. You get him dressed up to go rescue Han on Tatooine. You get him dressed up for being on the Death Star. And you get him dressed up for being on Endor. So you really get three figures, two head sculpts. And you get the hand that has, you can see it's got an injury on it, so you can see it's the mechanical hand. I mean, it's Luke at his maturest. Now, I'm not talking about this episode 7 Luke. I don't know what the hell that was. But episode 6, or what we originally knew it as Return of the Jedi, or at that point it was the third installment, that Luke Skywalker, man, he's dead on. And I'm going to pick him up. So, I don't know. You guys got a preference as to what it is you want me to open up here? We got the Thor, we got the Hela, we got the Lady Death, the original Lady Death, we got the concept Captain America, which I'm kind of probably excited about. And we got this Black Panther T'Chaka, which was T'Challa's father, the king of Wakanda, before T'Challa took over. Anybody got any suggestions or recommendations? Speak now or forever hold your peace. All right. You know what I'm going to do then? I want to see what this unopened Lady Death looks like right here. So I've got the, if you can see her down there, I have the version of Lady Death. All right, Noel, thank you very much. So I've got the version 2 Lady Death, which I really like a lot. I love the Fison figures, but I don't know anything about the Lady Death comics. I just love the Fison figures, and that's a cool looking figure. So I wanted to buy the first one, but finances weren't as they were when the first one was released, and I didn't get it. So a lot of times when I pass on a figure, I'm not passing on it because I don't want it. I'm passing on it because I don't have the money to get it. So I've chased it down now. This one you can see has not been opened whatsoever. It's still in the beautiful Fison coffin executive replicas case. This one, the guy didn't include the outside cover. So when this one came, the head was even still on the body. He had it shoved up in there with the head on the body, and you could tell that it had been displayed. It wasn't just looked at as he professed that all he did was just inspect it to make sure that all the pieces were in there. The head is, I mean, the hair is just gone completely crazy. I mean, the hair is absolutely out of this world crazy. And anyhow, like I said, I don't mind if you display your figures. I'll buy a displayed figure. I have no fear in a displayed figure. I've bought broken figures and repaired them myself. But gosh dang it, keep ripping people off, and it'll be the last time you rip anybody off. And if you have a collection anywhere near what I have, and you try to sell that to somebody, and you've created a everybody knows that you're ripping people off but lying to them, you ain't going to be able to sell your collection. I hate to tell you. You're going to be stuck with a lot of figures that you paid a lot of money for that you can't get rid of. And speaking of, it's one of those things, it's like a car. I don't know, some of you know, I have a Chevrolet Camaro, which I absolutely love. It's Transformers Edition's Bumblebee Camaro. By the way, I'll be seeing that movie tonight. And my wife's like, are you ever going to sell that thing? And I'm like, probably never. So there are things that you buy that you never get rid of. And then there are things that you buy that one day you say, yeah, you know, I'd pass that up. I'd get rid of that. The price is right. But no, I love the Fison figures. I've got Purgatory ordered, which is the little red devil thing. Again, I don't know anything about these comic characters. I just love the figure. So that's why I buy these, for that reason. So this is a slip box, and like I said, he didn't include this. I love these little magnets that they put on these little boxes. It's pretty cool. It's very clever, very classy. I remember the first time I got a Fison figure, came in this very classy box. Just a regular, the first one I bought was the Secret Agent, and I bought that for my wife. And when I opened it up, I was like, man, this is really a classy figure, just a classy box. It was just a really, really cool thing. It's like Barbie, only done with care and compassion. Look at that. That's what a figure looks like that's not been touched. I mean, everything is sweetly pressed in there, totally and completely. Nothing's been mucked with. Now, if you're going to open up and inspect it, you're going to say, yep, there's all the parts. You know what I mean? Some companies say that the only person that can refund it back for a 30-day warranty is the original purchaser. So I can respect somebody saying that they've opened it up to inspect it, but don't tell me you've opened it up to inspect it if you've had it on display for 3 years. It's been smoked on and cat-haired and God knows whatever else. Yeah, look at that. You can tell. I mean, this is pressed, completely pressed in this bag. The other one looked like it's been wobbled all up. Little Fison silicons in there. So I just wanted to open this. I don't know if you want me to continue taking it out of the box. I really don't have any places to put on display yet, and I know what she's going to look like. She's going to look freaking amazing and fabulous and gorgeous. I'm going to love her to death. I'm glad to have her. I Fison figures, man. I tell you, I've got my Vampirella. I've got the Lady Death. I've got this lady, the Sparta Warrior lady. I got the some of the regular. Speaking of Mantis, I ordered the Mantis that came out by Bullet Head, and also I don't know if you've seen or not, but Super Duck has a Mantis that they've made. Now Super Duck made the Cyborg Girl. They made the Power Girl. They've made some of those figures, and a lot of times it's not a figure that they make. A lot of times it's just, in this case, what they did with this Mantis, which I think is set 039 of the Super Duck series. It's a great looking head sculpt. Comes with a different uniform than the Bullet Head does. Same style uniform, a little bit different, a lot less expensive, and he uses a Fison figure, so you'll have to purchase a Fison figure if you get that. And you can get that at some retailers, a Super Duck Mantis, because some of the problems that people experienced on the Bullet Head Mantis was it didn't quite look like Palm Clementif, and this one I think possibly looks a little bit better. So I'm probably going to get them both because she was a major character in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and she was in Infinity War. So why not have both of them? And like I said, it's the same uniform, But one thing I wish that they'd done on those Mantis figures, and I don't know if it's not possible. I would assume it could be possible, but probably just didn't work out as well. Sure would have been nice if they'd ran like a fiber line up her little antenna and had a light in there with a little fiber that glowed at the end. God, that would have been cool. But I mean, we're talking about Super Duck and Bullet Head. Bullet Head, this is only their third figure. The first figure was a 1/12 scale Joker, and their second figure was the Poison, which is a Venom, which I've ordered. It looks great. And so this is only their third figure. And Super Duck is only their 39th head sculpt that they've made. So, I mean, you can't expect much. By the way, the Fison is the 12D, and I've done a calculation of every single one of Big Bad Toy Store's Fison figures in comparison to what the Fison number is. Because one thing Big Bad Toy Store doesn't have on their site when you're looking at their Fison figures, if you're just looking at just the plain figure, they don't tell you what the Fison number of it is. So it says like, whatever, it names the figure, but it doesn't tell you that it's the Fison 2014 Series 12D or whatever. So I've got that list, and I need to do a video on that. So let's open up. I really want to see this. I really want to see this Captain America, man. Captain America, Thor. I was going to just collect Iron Man. When I started this, it was just going to be Iron Man. I mean, you've got 50 freaking figures plus. I thought that would be more than enough. But obviously, as you can see, the collection has grown exponentially. Oh, I got to show you these, man. I really enjoyed doing this. I did these Ant-Man, got them set up this week. And I'm pretty proud of how they turned out. So this is my, hopefully I can get this without destroying it. This is my Captain America Civil War Ant-Man. Ant-Men. And I've set them up as though they're shrinking down. And I really like how that turned out. And I did the same thing with the original Ant-Man. Not the original Ant-Man, but the first Marvel Cinematic Universe Ant-Man movie. And I have more of them. So they are right here. I should have just brought the camera over because I'm throwing them on the ground. Jesus. Let me do that. Get back up here, dude. I'll just show you that. Put some light on that. And that's my Ant-Men from the first Ant-Man movie. Right there. Way down to a little bitty guy right there. And I got an even smaller one. Just haven't put him up yet. So I'm a little distracted, it seems, this morning. I'm not focused on anything. So thanks for sticking with me today. Let's get back to this Captain America. So when I think seeing these concept figures by Ryan Meanderling, I was pretty impressed. And of course, there's this Onion video where the guy's like, I'll pretty much buy anything that Sony makes, is what he was saying. This is cool. I like how they cut this out. That's really neat. It's a Sideshow exclusive. I like this. This is really smooth. I mean, smooth like glass. Smooth. And the tin is textured. I really like this. That's cool. I don't show off my boxes. I keep all the boxes. I have all the boxes. Not only do I have all the boxes, I have all the cardboard boxes that they come in too. There's pretty much the entire cast. I bet you if you look there, you'll see all the major players. And there's who it's made by. There he is in his box. And of course, you know, these are called shadow boxes. And believe it or not, if you so wanted to, you could display your figure in this box. You can take him out of all of his plastic, put him back on his figure stand, and he will fit right in here. And I've never seen anybody do that, but it truthfully is a budget way of displaying your figures in a case. If you don't have a case, you can literally display them in this. I told Sean Long a long time I was going to buy his Winter Soldier and Steve Rogers from him. He's been selling his figures for quite a while, and I don't stay in touch with him as much as I'd like to. He lives here near me. We got together several times. So I am chasing down Captain America's now because I didn't buy them originally. Not because, because I just didn't. I wasn't planning on being a big collector. I wasn't planning on this becoming what this has become. I really wasn't. Jeez. But I love it. What cap is that? This is the Ryan Meanderling concept Captain America. So this is the one that when they were telling him, all right, we're going to do a movie, blah, 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 because he's been in charge of their graphic department in regards to the creation of these characters for the last handful of years. I don't know exactly how many years, but he's been in it for a while. So he's not somebody that just came out of nowhere and just started doing it recently. He's been in this for quite some time. So he's the guy that created the look for most of our loved figures. And so whenever he would create a look like this, he would show it off to, Feige and the guys, whoever happens to be making that specific movie at the time, and then they would make changes to them from there. People thought Infinity War figures were going to destroy their wallets. No, Avengers Endgame was, especially the new Iron Man and War Machine. Oh my God, yes. You know what? I imagine I'm not talking to anybody who doesn't already know this. I'm assuming you guys probably are aware that there's going to be a bunch of Iron Man suits in this movie. All right? Take it from me. There's going to be a bunch of them. And they ain't going to be Iron Man suits. They're going to be Iron Man suits, but they ain't going to be Iron Man suits. They're going to be like the Iron Spider suit. So the Iron Spider suit was named 17A because it was the 17th one that he made for somebody else. If you're following me. Pepper Potts, I imagine, was probably suit number 1. But he made suits for everybody. And there is going to be a little rescue effort to get Tony back. Man, what a tearjerker that trailer was. I was crying like a little baby. My wife's like, there's something wrong with you, man. What can I say? The rescue armor. We've been wanting the rescue armor. They teased it with us in Iron Man 3 when she saved him when the helicopters were destroying the his Malibu mansion, and he put the suit on her, and everyone's like, yeah, the rescue armor. And then as soon as she got outside of the mansion, he recalled the suit back, and that was interesting. Kind of weird way of them doing that. But we've been wanting it since then. They gave us the Pepper Pot head sculpt. We got the arm with the Mark 9. And by the way, I've talked about this before, and I don't remember who it was that brought it to my attention. It was one of my subscribers, and I thank you, and I'm sorry I don't remember who it was that first told me that. Hey, what's going on today? The Mark 8 is the one that she wore at the end of Iron Man 3 and pretty much finished off Killian. It was not the Mark 9. The Mark 9 and the Mark 8 are very similar, but it's the feet that give it away. So if you have the time or if you want to check that out, watch the end of that movie where Pepper is fighting that last suit that's coming to destroy her. It's the last remaining suit because Tony's not wearing his earbud. He can't tell Jarvis to turn it off, and it's coming to destroy her. That's the Mark 8. Hot Toys give us the Mark 9, claiming that that's what it was, but it is not. It is the Mark 8. So this is black. This isn't blue. This is black. Black as night. No doubt about that. Being black. Concept art, Captain America. You still getting Infinity War figures? You better believe it, man. What's going on, El Pachan 2768? And of course, Chris looks great. No doubt about it. Let's see who was the sculptor on this. I wonder if it was So Young. Who was the sculptor on this? Head was sculpted by someone I'm not familiar with. Seung Min Kang. I have not seen that as a sculptor before. And it was been the head has been painted by J.C. Hong and E. Lee painter. So J.C. Hong and E. Lee, the masters, have painted this with the head art directed by J.C. Hong. So each one of these are hand painted. So they graphically designed them on the computer. They sculpt them out in mass, and then each one is hand painted. So you're really dealing with a true work of art. So don't let anybody ever fool you and say otherwise. This isn't a mass painted Hasbro product. And I ain't got nothing wrong with Hasbro. I drive a car. It's officially licensed by Hasbro. My Chevrolet Camaro Transformer Edition is officially licensed by Hasbro. So I drive a big toy. I have no problems with Hasbro. I'm just saying that these are hand painted. Every head sculpt is hand painted that Hot Toys does, which makes it a museum work piece of art. So this is really baggy. I mean, extremely baggy. I saw the trailer yesterday, and then I bought Mark 50 last suit for Iron Man and last roll for Iron Man roll. You talked already about the Endgame trailer. I did a little reaction video of the Endgame trailer, crying like a big baby. I love that, man. It really brought me to tears. This kind of feels like the Deadpool figure, but this does not. This doesn't feel like anything. It's ribbed and it's smooth. This is textured, and there's different texturing. So this texture here is different than this, which is also different than this, which is different than that. It's really very complicated. There's a lot of things to it. You could spend a long time studying this suit to look at every little piece that went into it. So there's a lot of continuations from the other suits. A lot of things that are definitely the same thing in regards to the suits, but there's a lot of new to this suit, and it's really cool. They have articulated this, and they've made this really loose, so you can bend this up and around to be able to do the articulations, but it's not as well as that boot for, what was the figure that I did last week that had a really good boot? Was it, gosh, I don't remember, I'm sorry. But I really liked that boot on that. But this is good, it works. It's not as nice as that boot was. With this being baggy, you can really get some great bendings here. There's no doubt about that. He's stiff here, so you're not getting much of that. That's pretty much as far as that's going right there. And opening them up too is pretty stiff, even though we got a lot of baggage here. It's probably this that's keeping that from happening. So we don't get very much action there, but Captain America, he's your tank, he's your muscle. He's not the guy that's going to be doing the acrobatics, jumping around and all that in that regards. Not that he can't, but he's your tank. He's the indestructible. He's the one that can do this all day long. So it's expected for, whoa, either I just broke him or he really has a good waist there. And it's funny, those are snaps, and that must have been that noise I was hearing. I must have unsnapped his little drawers from him there. I don't know, but I heard something go snap when I bent him forward, So be careful with that. Those are definitely snaps, and I heard something snap, so I bet you that's supposed to be snapped up in there, and I probably just unsnapped that. So be careful. We get pretty good head movement here, pretty good side to side. Of course, it twists around, and it is the pop-off mouth. Let's see if we get any other mouths in here. We do get another mouth, so we can put in his grinning, I'm gonna kick your ass mouth. Pop that right in there. Black, it's all black, so it's not interchangeable with the other suits, because in all the other ones it's a brown leather. Am I more pumped for Infinity War Iron Man or War Machine? I am more pumped for the rescue armor. That's what I'm really pumped for. I got a sneak peek. Gwen, what's her name? The actress that plays Pepper Potts. She snuck a picture on Instagram of the armor, and it's kind of a bluish purple. Now, that's always subject to change. They can get in there and graphically make them any color you want later, but what she was wearing was kind of a blue. So, looking pretty hot in it. I'll be happy to get that rescue armor. The shield, let's have a look at these shields. We get 2 shields with this. It's plastic. They've been making die-cast shields of late. Sometimes they had problems with the shields, and the colors were coming off of them. And there was a lot of people that make aftermarket shields. Let's get all these hands out of here. And I really like the die-cast shields. I don't know why they didn't make it die-cast this time. That's kind of weird that they made them plastic. Got our little black wrist pegs here. And a Marvel Studios 10. That's neat. We get the finger. Always giving us the finger, isn't he? You notice we got the gripping hand here for the shield and the finger, and we can do old Deadpool's little thing right there. I never thought about that till just now. So we have a kind of a relaxed gripping hand, we have a relaxed, total relaxed hand, and then we have 2 gripping hands. And we have the 2 shields, and they are plastic. And that is kind of disappointing, isn't it? That looks like the same style from, which one was that with these marks in that? I would have thought they would have been a little more creative with that, but maybe that's what Ryan drew up. Gosh, I wish it was die cast. It is kind of disappointing, isn't it? But it is cool. I mean, we get an homage to the first shield, more or less, that he used back in the day, and then his current shields that he uses today. And they're definitely on one or the other. So this one definitely goes on the left arm, and this one, you can definitely tell that those are smaller than that. Will go on the right arm. And it looks to be done the exact same way as the others. The ones I really enjoyed the best were the magnetic ones, where you just snap it on there. Oh, joy of joys, the magnet was. It made it so much easier when you just magnetized the shield right to the arm. That was ingenious, and they didn't do that this time. Ronin, oh yeah, that was looking pretty good in the trailer, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Did you ever hear why he was not in Infinity Wars? It's funny. You made it. You would think, being like we are, you would think that it was because they kept him out for story, for whatever reason, kind of like they did with Hulk when they kept him out of Captain America: Civil War and Thor. It ended up being for the story. But he was filming that movie Tag and broke his arm, and that's why he was not in Infinity War. Hawkeye. I don't know if you knew that or not. So that's Captain America. You want to do Hela? I really am looking forward to that Kate Blanchet head sculpt because the prototype figure releases looked amazing, and I really want to see that. So I'm going to crack that open. I'm going to crack open Hela here. I want to really have a look at Hela. I want to see Kate Blanchet. How much time we got? Oh, we got plenty of time. You guys don't mind if we open up Hela, do you? Because the other options that we have is, and I'll open whatever you want. I've got T'Chaka, Black Panther T'Chaka, which is, and I've got the Thor from Infinity War Thor. I'll open either one of those up if you want. Or one of these other ones. I've got Groot, or no, I'm sorry. I've got Rocket Raccoon, I've got Chitauri Warriors, I've got Mask, I've got Star-Lord, I've got a Yondu. I think I got a Yondu. I'm excited for the Bucky figure because that arm dissolves, man. That looks cool. I want a dissolving arm for everything. I want them all to be like dissolved. I haven't seen the. Oh yeah, the far. You know what? I seen that on. I seen a sneak on it when he was on Jimmy Kimmel. The Far From Home suit. Looks pretty cool. A lot of blue in that. I'm looking forward to my Iron Spider. I want my doggone Iron Spider, man. That's the one I want. So we got a clamshell box here. Foil here you can feel. I wish they gave us more head sculpts. I remember when I made the preview video of this, I was like, really? We just get the one head sculpt? I mean, we could have had her like looking crazy. So this is a traditional traditional shoebox style, which has all the names here. Let's see who did the head. Head sculpt is Jae-sung Yam. Again, these are names I don't recognize. 3D designer was Da Hai Kim, and it was painted by JC Hong and Ely. So that's the good news right there. Oh, is that what they said? I watched the Ant-Man and Wasp movie. I don't remember that line in there. That's funny. That was work. Yondu, you want me to do Yondu? Star-Lord, Chitauri. I bought 2 Yondu. And I'd be doggone if I don't know where he is. Either of them. One of them I've unboxed. The other one I have not. I don't believe. I'm sorry, I teased you about Yondu. We're going to have to pass on Yondu. Yondu's going to have to wait. So we have her dress coming through the back. That is very... Calm down now, boys. Calm down. That is very close to this color, okay? In case you're wondering what color this is. It's not black. It's not a true, pure black. We're talking about her cape here. It's actually a really, 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 really dark teal. So, in case you're wondering, you can't see that. That's what color that cape is. By the way, oh my God, I've ordered the crossbones that was made by Bullet Head or somebody. It wasn't Bullet Head. It was made by, I can't remember who it is. But they're not called crossbones. It's called something else. I got the crossbone head sculpt that came, or helmet, which came with, what did it come with? I don't remember now. But I've got that, and the helmet looks a little differently on this third-party manufacturer that's making it. It's a unlicensed version of it, and I don't remember what it's called. But I doubt that Hot Toys is going to make it if third-party people are cranking it out, and I hate to say that. I really do. It's unfortunate that they did that, but it's out there, and you'll find it. And two Yondu's are your giveaway time. Now I bought two Yondu's because one is going to be the short helmet, or Mohawk one, and the other one's going to be the tall Mohawk one. Because that was another one of those characters that it really had no business killing him, man. What the hell were they thinking? Come on. What was his name? That character that played her executioner in Thor Ragnarok. He deserves a character too. The dude that guarded the gates. Heimdall. What the hell is his name? There's so many figures. Nebula. There are so many characters that deserve a figure that we don't get, hell, they may never get. Or Hot Toys may continue to milk this for the rest of our lives. And we might get a Nebula figure in the year 2025. So it's almost like the one side of the coin, you're like, give me my damn figures. And then there's that, actually, this coin has three sides. One side of the coin, you're like, give me the figures. The other side of the coin is, I ain't got the money to buy all the figures you're giving me. And the third kind of side of the coin is, all right, enough. You've made enough of these Mark 7 Iron Man, for instance. Don't make another Mark 7 Iron Man. But I'll buy every Mark 7 Iron Man they make. Don't get me wrong. Loving these swords. Did she have two of them? These are, they're sculpted the same, but they're not painted the same. I'm wondering, and I'm just going to guess here, I'm wondering if they hand painted these. They hand paint that weathering onto the Iron Man suits and whatnot. All that they do is hand painted on, by the way. So all the little details, you say to yourself, or you may say to somebody, why the hell are you paying so much money for these figures? You can buy a 12-inch Gentle Giant for a lot less. Of course, it's nowhere near the quality. But those are mass-produced and mass-painted. These are hand-painted. And I'm going to bet money that they hand-painted these swords here. They're the same sculpt, but each one is just a little bit different. And I bet you if you compare yours to mine, they're even different still. So keep that in mind. They do all the little things. If you were to buy a piece of artwork, a painting by a well-known artist, somebody who sells his paintings for thousands or tens of thousands of dollars, they have this feature that they call hand embellished. So they'll take a painting that he's already or she's already made and sold for thousands of dollars, okay? And then they'll copy it into a serigraph or a lithograph or Sericel or something to that effect. And they'll make a limited run of these, 300 or 500 or hell, 1,000 of them. And the artist himself will go through and throw a little dab of paint on them here and there. And because he's done that, this photographic copy, this literally poster of the artwork that originally sold for thousands of dollars, because he's, quote, hand embellished it, is now being able to be sold for hundreds of dollars. You can go to Walmart all day long and buy a poster of Monet for like 20 bucks or less. But because it's hand embellished, it's now hundreds of dollars. These figures are hand embellished. All right? So sure, they mass produce them. Sure, they come off the assembly line. Sure, they're making hundreds of them. But somebody goes through there and touches each one with their hand and puts their own personal touch to it. Each one is individually made. There are no two that are identical. I love that they included the crushed Mjolnir. Beautiful. That is aces. Lots of hands here. Lots of hands. So we have these two reaching out there and grabbing you hands. Literally, her little nails painted in a glowing, well, not glowing, but a metallic green. I love that. She's gonna get you with her hands here. And then we have two grasping hands. I do have a Thor. I've got the Thor, the new Thor from Infinity War. I've got the Infinity War Thor. Two opening here. We have a little fireball that she can control. And now we've got the figure. How about I save Thor and T'Chaka for next week? I don't know if I've got anything else coming. I know I've got the Dusty Deadpool coming. But it seems like there wasn't that much love for that figure. I'm loving the Deadpools. I'll buy every one. I want them to make all 10,000 versions of Deadpool that there possibly is, even though they haven't all been in the movies. And I'm happy that Disney got Fox. Kinda. I'm happy because I'm greedy and I want the. By the way, the Deadpool movie is being released as a PG movie, PG-13 movie. Got little wrist pegs. And these are, I'm guessing, what are these? Shoulders? There's two of them. I'm assuming shoulders. Don't know. I'm going to have to read the instruction manual because I don't know what these are for. Unless you know and you can tell me. What was I going to say? Oh, because they're releasing a Deadpool this winter, this Christmas time, this month, which is the same movie that we just seen, Deadpool 2, and they're doing it as PG-13. Now, what I'm afraid of is that they're testing the waters to see if they'll make just as much money off of it being a PG-13 movie that they did as it being rated R. Deadpool is perfect as a rated R movie. And I think if you make it PG-13, I don't think it's going to have the same effect. You know what I mean? Batman, truthfully, Batman should be rated R movies. You really should. You should let Batman be Batman instead of keeping him on a leash. And Deadpool is another one that you don't put on a leash. So, anyhow, the Deadpool movie is going to be re-released again this month. And I think they probably have changed some scenes, which makes me want to go see it. But at the same token, I don't want it to be successful because I don't want them to think that PG-13 movies will be fine with Deadpool. Because in my opinion, they aren't. They won't be fine. So when you take the cape off, so it goes on our shoulders. They did the same with Deadpool 1. It was a Deadpool, did they? I didn't know that. Thank you for that. I did not know that. Little Thor Ragnarok stand there. It says Hela. I have a lot of these stands just in boxes, and sometimes I've peeled off these. I wish I could find somebody that could make me these. If you guys know anybody that can make these, for instance, on my Iron Man over here, the Mark 45, I have him on a Captain America Civil War stand. Or maybe he's an Avengers Infinity War. No. Maybe an Age of Ultron. Hell, I don't know what stand he's on. But anyhow, I don't have a metal plaque for him, and I would love to have a metal plaque for him. So I would like to make up metal plaques, because sometimes I change out the stands, depending on what I'm displaying them on. And I would love to be able to make plaques, or find somebody that makes plaques, that I could just stick them on there. So if you guys know anybody that does that, hook me up. Tell me where I can go to get those so I can have fun. Holiday PG-13 for Christmas. I hope Venom figure comes out soon. That's by a new manufacturer, Bullethead. It's their second figure that they've made. So I don't know how that's going to be. It looks great. It really, 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 really looks like Venom. The real Venom, unless you're talking about Venom from the Venom, which, so let's talk about that. Everyone got really angry that Venom didn't look like Venom, and that's because I guess a lot of people don't know the whole story of Venom. There's more to Venom than just him hooking up with Spider-Man and becoming Venom. There's a Deadpool story, a comic, where in this story, at Secret Wars 8, where Spider-Man first encountered the black symbiote known as Venom, actually, Deadpool met him first. And Deadpool minded whatever, joined with him. And they claimed that that was what made Venom, crazy. And there's a whole planet of Venoms, which we've seen, of course, in the Venom movie. So, and they all look just like that. So they don't look like that because Venom met up with Spider-Man. They look like that because that's what those symbiotes look like whenever they meet up with. Well, that's what those symbiotes look like. They just look like that. Whenever they meet up with the host, they turn into that style of figure. So I appreciate how they did it. It goes totally against the story that we're familiar with of him meeting with Spider-Man first. But it wasn't necessary for him to meet up with Spider-Man in order to be Venom. We still get the hatred that Eddie Brock has. Eddie Brock made references to working at the Daily Planet. Obviously, there's a story there that wasn't told. It's like with this last Tom Holland Spider-Man. They didn't tell us the whole Spider-Man story. We've been told the Spider-Man story. We know the Spider-Man story. I love the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man story. I love it. And, if I want a Spider-Man story, that's the one I'm going to watch. I really love Tom Holland's depiction of Spider-Man, or the current Spider-Man that is Tom Holland is being allowed to play, and this Kate Blanchet is off the charts. I'm gonna pop her head off so you guys can have a look at this. The vinyl head. Look at that. That's amazing. I'm impressed. I'm just blown away. As time goes on and they get better and better and better with these, it's just absolutely amazing how well they do this. So they put these little things on her. They're not too sharp. They're pretty sharp. I'm going to keep them on until I'm ready to display her. But like I said, I wish they'd give us an alternate head sculpt. I think I've seen somebody that was making alternate head sculpts, but we could have had two of them. We could have had her without her helmet. How they could have had, with her hair. We could have had her with the black eyes that she did. This whole thing feels like a wetsuit. Her knees are really loose. Or this right knee is really loose. It keeps, obviously it's not holding the figure up. Double jointed knee all the way up to her butt. Let's look at that Kate Blanchet butt. Nice little Kate Blanchet butt there. I'm digging that. And I like how they made her properly proportioned. They didn't give her more than what she's got. So she's there as she should be. So you pull the cape out like that, I guess. And do you leave this on? This all comes out, doesn't it? I'm not going to mess with that till I research that. So you pull that out and put these in there. This one goes here. What in the world am I doing? What the hell I'm doing, it seems. Guys, I've been lost my mind. Okay, so it goes behind her breast cup. Looks pretty cool. I like that. All right, these ankles are locked. There ain't nothing going on there. They are not moving whatsoever. Them bad boys are in there. So you are not doing much posing with her. That's a zipper all the way on the back. But there is no device to unzip her. I'm digging this teal color though. The hard plastic arm bracers on there. I like it. I love it. This time we got pushing towards the end, aren't we? Yes, there should have been. Lepachin, thanks for coming and joining me. Glad to have you guys. So definitely next week I'm going to do. Well, I don't know. I don't think I've got anything else coming in. So I'll do Infinity War Thor. And I will do T'Chaka. I can't wait for them to release the Black Panther in his regular outfit. They released the throne. They didn't give us King T'Challa. You know what I mean? What the hell's up with that? And I'll probably do that Lady Death. In the meantime, I am working on the Spider-Man homemade suit and comparison video. And that should be out this week, I hope. So I've got that going on. And I've been cleaning up the dark room here. Trying to get it organized. I need to find my yondus. You guys got anything else on your minds? In game, yes. Do you really want me to tell you what I think is going to happen? I mean, it's probably going to ruin a lot of people. If you don't want to know what I think is going to happen, I'm going to tell you now to tune out. Because what I think is going to happen is they're going to go rescue them. Infinity War Thor in a few days. Can't wait to see him in person. Yeah, that's what I got right there. Anyhow, I think they're going to rescue Tony. I think Doctor Strange... Okay, so they'll find a way to craft the Infinity Stones themselves. And they get the time traveling ability. It looks like they have the same time traveling device on their hands that Cable used from the Deadpool movie. Now that's a stretch right there. But with Disney owning Fox, I mean, it's totally possible at this point. And I think they actually go all the way back to the first Avengers movie in the Battle for New York. And they change time there. And they take care of the Jatari at that point. Which, of course, then resets and saves everyone's life. But, as we all know in time-traveling movies, whenever they do that, they've now changed the universe. So, Marvel Cinematic Universe 199999, which I believe is the correct number for the current Marvel Cinematic Universe, will not be changed. It will still have 50% of everyone dead. And if they go back in time and change things, which is what I think they're going to do, it will be a new Marvel Cinematic Universe. So that's what I think is going to happen. I bought Captain Marvel come to Earth, and on the way, he saw floating the ship on space. Maybe she saved Tony. I think Captain Marvel's already on Earth. As a matter of fact, she's supposed to be the woman in the diner in Avengers, the first Avengers movie. They were supposed to make a big deal about her at that point. She was also the one that made an announcement to the news talking about what was going on. That was Brie Larson. So she is here on Earth for all of this. And that's how that goes. I mean, it's entirely possible she may go rescue Tony. That's something I hadn't put any thought to. But yeah, she's already here. Killmonger is getting released very soon. Awesome. Love getting news from JC Hong. I follow him religiously. So Dude, Ant-Man is supposed to be dead, but at the end of, yeah, what the hell? We've seen him like sink into the subatomic nothing with everyone else being totally zapped up in the real world by Thanos's finger snap. So how in the world did he get out of that? I think the trailer really ruined that reveal. They had no business putting that in the trailer. That was bull. I really hated that they did that. But it was the lightheartedness that was needed at the trailer because I was bawling like a little baby. I was crying my eyes out watching that. As Tony's talking about dying and everything else. Oh, man, it's choking me up just thinking about it now. So, yeah, I've kept you guys for an hour. And I thank you for sticking with me. And thank you for being a subscriber. And thank you for watching my videos. And I love every one of you guys. And thanks for, thanks for enjoying my figures with me, because I do. I enjoy every one of these. I really do. My Mark 23 shades here, they're an absolute passion for me, and I enjoy sharing them with you. I've gone over the edge, and have just one of my favorites right there, that Mark 21 Chrome. I just keep buying them. My wife tells me she loves me. Got Stan over there watching me. Rest in peace, Stan. Thank you for all of this. You did a good job. Hey, my little Ant-Mans. So I'm going to sign off because YouTube doesn't go on past an hour. They start having a fit. Sometimes they literally will shut you off automatically for that. So subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Thanks for sticking with me. I'll be here next Saturday again, obviously. And keep tuned for what all's out there, and tell your friends to sign up and share this video, share my other videos, and keep watching. And thank you very much for being a subscriber. I love every one of you guys, I really do. And I will see you all on the next video. Happy collecting.